What's up, guys? Welcome back to Creating Cash Flow. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different type of show where basically it's story time about my Turo update. So this past weekend I had the Jeep out actually on Saturday already, and I got a notification while I was out and about that there was going to be a renter from Sunday at 10 a.m. to Monday at 10 a.m. and it's a long weekend, so the Jeep rental price was $250 for that day. And my take home is actually $150. So I got the Jeep already, gassed up, ready to go. And the renter actually messaged me and said, "Hey Dallin, like I'm excited to take the Jeep out, whatever." So I thought the communication was going to be pretty smooth, pretty easy. And then I messaged them and told them, "Hey, the Jeep's all ready to go. It's parked right here," and gave them the location that it was parked. And then I didn't get anything. So then the next morning, I text again a little bit before the rental period starts, and I'm like, "Hey, the Jeep's all ready to go. Just give me a heads up and I can meet you and give you the key." So that was at about 9, and then 9:55, where the rental starts at 10, I message again, just wanted to check in, make sure timing's good, and nothing again. And next thing I know, it's about noon, and I'm like, "Hey, I have other things I need to run to. So if you're coming, let me know, but I'm not going to be like right by that car for the next couple of hours. So if you're going to need something, it's going to take time for me to go and get back from where I am to be able to give you the key." And at that point, he gave me a rough estimate. So anyway, long story short, he ends up picking the car up at 2. So, rents a car starting at 10. Doesn't pick it up till 2. It's a little frustrating as a host because it kind of takes your whole day away from you as you're waiting to hand the key off. So maybe I should figure out, I think it's called Turo Go, where you don't have to stick around to give the key, but you can keep the key in the car. I don't know, if I'm gonna get more into this, that might be something I could look into so I don't have to wait around for that. Anyway, he ends up coming to pick up the car, and at 2 o'clock I'm waiting for him, and unfortunately, he shows up with a dog, and that wouldn't normally be a problem, but it's a problem because I have my car marked as a non-pet friendly car. So in Turo, you can set the settings to pet friendly or non-pet friendly. We have a non-pet friendly policy just because it's going to be much easier to keep the car clean and in good order. So I don't have pets, and I don't want my pets getting in the car. That's part of the reason why I don't have pets. And then that means I definitely don't want other people's pets getting in the car. So with all of that, I had to argue with him for a little bit, and I'm like, "Hey, this is a non-pet friendly car." And I even add a little extra in the description that says, like, anything else you want to say about your Jeep. And I say that please don't bring your pets, because I didn't want to get caught in that scenario and in that situation, because I don't want to be the bad guy. I mean, this guy just showed up 6 hours late to his rental. He came from Brooklyn, so he had just traveled probably about 45 minutes on the train to get to the Jeep. And now I'm telling him he can't bring his dog. So he's like, "What am I going to do? Go all the way back, drop off my dog, and then come back and pick up the car?" And I realized that even if I made him do that, that just means that it just sets him back a lot, and he'll probably just go back to his apartment anyway and get his dog. So I asked him to please I said, "You can take the car, but please go drop your dog off and have somebody watch your pet over the next 24 hours while you take the Jeep out." And he said he would. I was skeptical because the communication with him already hasn't been great, and timing and everything has just been off, and now he's getting a dog in the car. So overall, I end up letting him take the Jeep. So he takes the Jeep out, and then I'm not sure, because he's like, "Can I bring it back tomorrow at this time?" Which would have been way past the time, because he rented it from 10 to 10, so now he's asking for 2 to 2. And I was like, "Hey, look, you can do that in the Turo app, so if you want it, you can. If you want to extend it, you can do that. Just go in the Turo app and you can extend it." So then the next morning, I totally was not expecting him at all until later in the afternoon, but he hadn't booked a further extension on the app. So I was like pretty confused, and I messaged him in the morning again, and I'm like, "Hey, just let me know when you're on your way." so that I can be ready to pick up the car. Luckily, I didn't have work, so I didn't have any issues with that. But then about 10 minutes before he has to have the car back to me, he shoots me a message and just says, "I'm here." So it was crazy. No heads up, no anything. And I had messaged him multiple times trying to just get a feel for when he would be back or when he would be in. And so I was glad to have the Jeep back, but I was also pretty nervous to see what happened with the dog. Anyway, pulling this all together, luckily there was a minimal dog fur, which I was shocked. It didn't have any smell of stink of the dog. So honestly, a part of me believes that he really actually went and dropped his dog off somewhere and didn't keep the dog in the Jeep for the trip. Which if that's true, I am really grateful for that, because that was just something I didn't want to have to deal with, and it was annoying to deal with. So then I'm going through the mental gymnastics of, well, what am I going to rate this guy on Turo? Because every single time you have to leave a rating. And even though his communication was awful and he brought a dog, he was a super nice guy, and he brought the Jeep back like pretty clean, like in good order, just a little bit of dog hair, very minimal. The Jeep was gassed up. All in all, it was a very good rental, and the guy was super friendly. But I ended up giving him a 4-star, which I don't know. A part of me feels like that's a little bit high, but I mean, it's kind of annoying. Like, I have the pet friendly policy. The communication was like not there at all. But anyway, I made all of that to make 150 bucks. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. I do need to go get the Jeep cleaned inside and out, which will cut into the costs, where normally I can do a quick wipe down on the inside myself. But knowing there's an animal in there, I probably want to clean it out a little better than just my own quick wipe down. So yeah, that's my quick Turo update. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you've had any crazy pet experiences or crazy Turo experiences. I'd love to hear them. Take it easy. See ya.